Matt Canada spoke yesterday, and Steeler fans, to be honest with you, don't really want to hear what he has to say. But they have to because he's the team's offensive coordinator. Also, a former NFL bust has the Steelers linked to another big-name running back. All that and more, Big Deke News. The most hated man in Pittsburgh did an interview yesterday with local media and discussed the team's direction and identity.
I was signed here this week by AB, and I was hoping, since AB never pays no one, I was wondering who's going to pay me my $1 million for my game coming up this weekend. I obviously know AB saved the Albany Empire. He paid $1.5 million for the workers' comp. A lot of naysayers around here, I've been seeing a lot of players chip chat about me. You think I care what the NAL players say about me? I'm giving these guys jobs. I'm giving people careers. I'm giving people the opportunity to live out their dreams.
Owners doing interviews shirtless now. Huh. I wonder if Jerry Jones and Art Rooney II will follow suit. But that's not the guy I was referring to, though. I'm not AB. I'm actually talking about this guy, Matt Canada. And you guys tell me if I'm wrong in my assessment. I do feel like Matt Canada is more disliked than AB in the Steel City. But anyway, here he is, the Steelers offensive coordinator, talking about the offense for next season and what to expect.
This identity of the offense could be this year?
Well, I think our identity was pretty clear the last 9 games. We ran the ball really well. We were physical. You saw who we drafted, who we acquired. I don't think there's any question about what our identity is going to be. I think we want to run the football. We want to be physical. We want to be a good team that throws the ball down the field and take advantage of what the defense gives us. And so I think our identity has been well known and well stated where we're at.
Where you have to get Kenny more and more involved, even if though you want to run the ball?
Oh, I think we've got there's an identity that's coming from as an organizational plan, right? It's not like I'm coming in here deciding what it is. There's a plan from Mr. Rooney to Coach Tomlin, and so obviously when I say we're going to run the ball, it doesn't mean we're going to run it every play. And our quarterback, you win. Quarterback has to make plays. You're exactly right. In this league, the quarterbacks make the plays to win the games at those key moments, and we have great faith in Kenny, Mitch, and Mason to do that.
And here's Canada also talking about if he's feeling any added pressure this upcoming year with all the new offensive pieces now in place.
I got a great job, and I can't imagine a job when you don't have pressure, right? It's an easy quote. People talk about pressures or privilege, right? I'm excited. I would not want any other job, and obviously to have the great players we've got here, we're excited about what we've got and the development that we've made over the course of time with the guys we've had and then some new additions. So, there's pressure every day in life if you've got something worth doing. So I don't feel any more than I ever feel. I want to do the best job I can for us to win football games.
Not gonna lie, these 3 headlines may appear jarring at first if you just look at the surface, because Canada not dictating the offense, you're probably like, what the hell are we paying him for? He's offensive coordinator. He should have some control over that, right? Offense remaining the same. I know a lot of people were complaining about the offense for 2022. They obviously don't want to see it being the same for 2023, and then Canada not feeling any pressure. People are like, no, he should know that he's on the hot seat. But I feel like when you break them down and dig a little bit deeper, Canada is really just spitting facts here, and it's not a big deal what he's saying and nothing to get upset over. So look at the first thing. Canada not having control over the offensive game plan. Obviously, it's more Tomlin. I kind of want it to be that way, considering Tomlin is the head coach, and he's been a damn good coach throughout his tenure in the NFL, but he's looking at these games from like a total team perspective. How can the offense, the defense, and the special teams come together and win this game? So that gets me to my second point here. Going back to the offense, probably going to remain the same, or it's going to keep a similar identity for 2023. What's wrong with that? Because what we found after the bye week last year was we were running the football well, we were controlling the clock, and then we were playing really good defense and not turning the ball over. And that was a formula that got us to 7-2 in our last 9 games, and probably could have been 8-1 if Mitch didn't throw those 3 picks, but I digress. So why would we want to switch that up then, especially after you bring in new offensive linemen like Broderick Jones and Isaac Seumalo, and essentially adding a 6th lineman in Darnell Washington? Obviously, you could say, oh, we need more explosive plays, we need more points, but Matt Canada has already talked about that. He does want to open things up a little bit more, as do the offensive players. But damn, if you were to ask me, like, what should our approach be heading into next season with this offense, I would tell you, like, hey, do pretty much the same thing, but yeah, just open it up a little bit. And that's what we're talking about here. And then for the last part of this, I like Canada's response to dealing with the pressure. Says you got to embrace it. Wouldn't want to be doing anything else. Like, what else do you want him to say? Like, oh, man, yeah, I can't handle the pressure, shitting myself game in and game out, knowing what type of backlash I'll be facing. I think that people are just going to take whatever this man says and spin it into a negative somehow, some way, even when what he's saying actually, in my opinion, leans more positive. But the last thing we're going to talk about today is former NFL QB turned analyst Ryan Leaf suggested the Steelers as a potential landing spot for a free agent, former Super Bowl champion running back. Have a listen.
That I know Leonard needs to go to. I am a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah.
And you put him in the backfield with Najee, you get down near inside the 10-yard line. I mean, Kenny Pickett won't even have to throw the ball. He just turns around, hands it off to his guys, get in the end zone. That's how Pittsburgh takes the AFC North.
From a defensive perspective, I do not want to play against Najee Harris and Leonard Fournette. I want no parts of that. No, not at all. Cold, hot, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd be for it. I think this makes more sense than Dalvin Cook because Fournette will cost less. And just in general, he'd be a good insurance policy for our backfield. But I don't know if this would be the best of fits for Fournette because recently he went on the Rich Eisen show and talked about his free agent search and said he still had it, but then also discussed the things he's looking for in his next destination.
So what are you looking for? I assume right now, based on the way that you're talking about your training, you're looking to play in 2023. What do you hope to find? Where do you want to be?
My dreams, aspiration, man, is a home where I can be there until I retire. Instead of going from team to team. And I believe it's going to come to me. I still got it. Running, catching, blocking. Just right now, the timing is just off, and I'm just putting the hard work in until somebody calls.
Like, it'd be cool to have Fournette. He's a bruiser type of running back, definitely plays a Steeler brand of football, and like Brian Leaf and Devin McCourty said, I don't think any defensive player is signing up and excited to hit Najee Harris or Leonard Fournette, particularly when you get later in the season into December. But in general, I question the fit for both sides, really. I mean, with Fournette, you just heard him talk about wanting to go to a team where he could be there in the years to come and then eventually retire. Whereas with the Steelers, if you bring in Fournette, you're probably thinking he's a one-year rental, just a good insurance policy, depth guy in the backfield, especially with us already having two really good running backs in Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. So I wouldn't be against it. I just don't really think it's going to happen. But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News on a Thursday. I will go over those PFF defensive rankings either tomorrow or over this weekend, so stay tuned for that. Just wanted to get this episode with these topics up for today. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay chilling, enjoy the weekend, and peace.